Are you ready?
Ready.
All right, let's go. Kevin here, top 1 financial advisor and best-selling author. We are here to talk about the stock market. Retail, retail, retail. That is going to be the biggest headline this week, at least in my estimation. The reason why this is going to be the case is because we get some retail economic data, but we also hear from some of the biggest retail companies in terms of earnings this week. And the reason why that is important is because the threat of recession and the fear of recession. Well, one of the best ways to tell whether recession is coming or not is to gauge how people are spending. If retail sales are relatively low or low relative to expectations, you're going to hear a lot of the recession talk. You're probably going to see a lot of these companies get hit. So in today's video, I'm going to go over a few things that I will be looking at, and then the lesson will be yours. So we'll be relatively short today. Also, I think I tried to double check and couldn't find it, but I'm pretty sure Jay Powell is going to make some declaration. He's going to talk about something. I don't know what. I think it's either Tuesday or Wednesday. So keep your eye out for that. The market could be a little bit weird. But let's go ahead and jump right into it. So on Wednesday, we have both Home Depot and Walmart announcing their earnings. Now, you know me, I'm not somebody to come out and say that I think, the market is going to pop or the stock is going to fall based on earnings. I don't do that. I don't have a crystal ball. However, I am here to tell you that Home Depot is one of the largest companies out there. They're not the biggest, but they're out there. But also, Home Depot did incredibly well during the pandemic because people were at home, people were buying homes like myself, and we were really going back and forth to Home Depots or Lowe's. Lowe's also reports later this week. And that was something to kind of say, look, people are buying homes, they're staying at home, they're investing in their houses. They have additional money to spend on home improvement. We are going to see if that is still the case in 2022. Keep an eye out for it. The other one is Walmart. Walmart is one of the few companies that is positive on the year. At least it was on Friday. I didn't check it today. We will see where Walmart goes after they announce earnings tomorrow. I'm interested to see because, one, I invest in Target, which also reports earnings this week. So we'll see where it goes. Walmart is, for this year, one of my favorite stocks. Something that's solid, consistent, and relatively defensive, which, based on what we've seen this year, that's probably one of the places that you want to be in. I can't say the exact same for Home Depot. Home Depot is down for the year, but it does pay a pretty solid dividend. If we move on to Wednesday, it feels like it's the reverse. So I had Home Depot and Walmart announce on Tuesday. On Wednesday, I have Lowe's and Target. So it's kind of interesting that these two are flipped. Now, I've had shares of Lowe's. I actually got out of those. I was trying to do a trade. Didn't work. So I actually lost money on Lowe's. I have Target. Target is also down this year more than Walmart. I would expect these to be really close. So for me, in terms of research and in my deep dives, I'm really going to pay attention to how these are performing relative to each other, and what really separates, from a business perspective, what separates Walmart from a Target. I know from the consumer perspective, most people just enjoy going to Target. Target isn't necessarily 24/7, and all that's fine. But hey, why is Walmart making so much more money than you, even though people view Target as a company with more quality and quote unquote prestige? We'll see. I'm interested to find out. I will likely have time to dive into it like Thursday or Friday, where I can really dig in, compare the two, and see what each companies are saying about what is going on. Both pay dividends. I know Target for a fact does pay a dividend. I know Lowe's pays a solid dividend as well. I'm not going to really make a decision on whether to buy or sell anything this week, except for Friday, where I'm just going to buy more of what I already had anyway. So depending on how Target performs, I might just add some more money on Target come Friday. I don't think I added any last week. I'll have to go back and check my public profile and see. But I tend to add based on where the price is every week. So those are really the ones that I am paying attention to. There are others. Kohl's is reporting on Thursday. You got John Deere and Foot Locker. John Deere not necessarily retail, but Foot Locker is. They report on Friday. We'll see what happens with Foot Locker. Foot Locker and Nike have kind of been going through a thing, and it has not helped Foot Locker. So I'm interested to see how they do. TJ Maxx is on Wednesday. I mentioned Kohl's, and that's really it. Nothing else really interests me this week. So the focus is really going to be Tuesday and Wednesday. What are we doing with retail sales? Is this a place that is still defensive? Generally, we see Home Depot and Lowe's as defensive stocks. We definitely see a Walmart as a defensive stock, and then to a lesser degree Target too. So really interested to see how this is going to play out. What is going to be the rhetoric and the story come out of this? Because again, we're going to get some economic data on retail sales too, and how is this going to play into how we do this week? I would venture to say that this week should be mild. It is supposed to be mild in terms of we don't have any tech companies announcing. We don't have any inflation data coming out, at least that I'm aware of. And with the exception of Jay Powell speaking, we're not getting an interest rate announcement that, hey, we're raising interest rates again this week. Now, he could come out and say that, but I don't think that's the case. These are usually like predetermined on certain days and weeks. I don't think this is that week, but we will see. So just keep an eye on it. Definitely take the time to read into what I would do is read into how Walmart is doing, how Target is doing, because they are somewhat of proxies. That's not to say that if Walmart does well, then every other store, Costco, BJ's, Target, and others will do well, but it does kind of, give you a lay of the land. It shines a light a little bit on certain things. So this is my time to sit down and read and do some research. Someone had asked earlier, like, how do you have time to research 15 different companies, all this kind of stuff when you decide to invest? This is that time. When earnings come out, it's the company that I'm paying attention to. I sit down, I read a little bit about it. So I'll find out about Walmart tomorrow, find out about Target on Wednesday, and then a month from now, I'll make a decision on whether I want to buy or sell. So I'm really collecting this data and information over time, as opposed to cramming myself and bogging myself down with information all in one day. All right, so that is it for me. Again, keep your focus on retail, especially Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm interested to see what happens. If you want me to cover any of those companies, feel free to let me know. I will be working on a video on Amazon this week. This will likely be an exclusive video, very similar to the one we did last week. It was like 15 or 20 minutes long, where I give a deep dive into how I am looking at it and what I think about the company and my strategic breakdown of it. So if y'all are interested in that, feel free to let me know. And if you have a company that you want me to talk about this week, or any general questions that you want me to talk about, feel free to let me know in the comments below. All right, that's it for me. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.